We're all fascinated by incredible architecture, right? Skyscrapers, ancient temples. But what if I told you the most amazing structure you'll ever see is the one you carry around with you every single day? So today, we're going to pop the hood and explore the hidden engineering marvels and a few surprising flaws of your very own skeleton.
So you probably think you've got a pretty good handle on what's going on inside you, right? I mean, it's just a framework of 206 bones holding you up, but it is so much more than just a scaffold. It's a living, breathing system with some absolutely brilliant design choices and maybe a few weaknesses you'd never expect. So let's put that knowledge to the test. All right, so where do we even begin with this thing? Well, first off, it is not just a random jumble of bones. No way. It's a masterpiece of organization, and it's split into two totally distinct divisions, each with a very specific and very vital job to do.
Okay, first up is what we call the axial skeleton. And you can pretty much think of it as the central pillar of your entire body. We're talking about your skull, your spine, and your ribs. Its main job? To protect your most important organs and give everything else a stable foundation to build on.
And this is where you can really see that blueprint come to life. On one side, you've got that axial skeleton we just mentioned, kind of like the fortress, right? It's your shield, your support. And then on the other side, you've got the appendicular skeleton. These are all the moving parts, your arms, your legs. They're the tools you use to interact with the world. It's a perfect balance. One part is the anchor, and the other provides all the action.
Speaking of that super protective axial skeleton, there's a really cool exception to the rule. Just think about your skull for a second. It's basically a solid helmet. But there's one bone in there that's designed to move, the mandible. It's the only piece that breaks the stay still rule, and it's all so we can do things like talk and eat and show how we're feeling. Okay, so that's the big picture layout. But what about the stuff it's actually made of? We all know bones are legendary for being strong, but let's be real, they're not invincible. There's this fascinating give and take going on between being incredibly tough and also being a little bit vulnerable, and it's all built right into their design.
So what is the secret sauce here? What lets these things hold us up against gravity, day in and day out, without just crumbling? Well, the answer isn't about how big the bone is. It's all about what's going on at a microscopic level. It's an absolute marvel.
It's this incredible stuff called the bony matrix, and honestly, it's a total masterpiece of natural engineering. The best way to think about it is like reinforced concrete. You've got these flexible collagen fibers that are like the steel rebar, giving it flexibility, and then you've got hard mineral salts that act like the concrete, giving it amazing strength. That 1-2 punch is the secret to its power.
All right, we've established bones are seriously tough, but they can break. So here's a question for you. Out of all 206 bones, which one do you think gets broken the most often? What do you think is the weak link in the chain?
Believe it or not, it's the clavicle, your collarbone. I know, it sounds kind of random, right? Not some big bone in your leg. But think about it. What's the first thing you do when you fall? You stick your arms out. That clavicle is basically designed to be a crumple zone, just like in a car. It takes the hit and breaks, so that more vital things like your shoulder and neck are protected. It's actually a designed point of failure. How cool is that?
So we've got strong materials, and we've even got these built-in weak spots for safety. But a pile of strong bones doesn't do much, right? The real magic happens where they connect. We're talking about the joints. This is how the whole system comes to life. I mean, just think for a second about all the different ways your body can move. You can bend your knee, but you can also swing your arm all the way around. That kind of versatility is only possible because not all joints are built the same. Your body uses different tools for different jobs.
Let's really dive into the engineering for a second. Take your elbow. It's a perfect hinge joint. It's strong, it's stable, but it pretty much only moves back and forth, just like a door hinge. But then you've got your shoulder or your hip. Those are ball and socket joints, and they give you this awesome multi-directional freedom of movement. It's like the difference between a simple door hinge and a super advanced joystick. Two very different problems solved with two brilliantly different designs.
All right, let's take a step back and bring it all home. After this quick tour of your own personal architecture, what are the big secrets we've just uncovered?
The big takeaway here is that your skeleton is anything but a random collection of parts. It's a system with a clear blueprint, that stable axial core and the dynamic appendicular limbs. We now know its incredible strength comes from the bony matrix, a natural composite material.
We even have a built-in crumple zone, the clavicle. And all this is brought to life by brilliantly engineered joints, from the simple hinge to the ridiculously versatile ball and socket.
And you know, that is just scratching the surface. We've talked about the big picture, but literally every single one of those 206 bones has its own job, its own story. It really makes you think. Your own body is this whole universe of hidden secrets, just waiting to be explored. So the real question is, what are you going to discover next?